I don't think it needs to be said, but Super Mario Odyssey is one damn good game. It's been up for nearly 4 years and I still find myself coming back to this wonderful experience over and over again, constantly finding new ways to maneuver around the brilliantly designed kingdoms this game has to offer. Something about it in particular is just so engrossing to run around in, even compared to the previous 3D Mario games that preceded it, and I want to do my best to try and understand why that is. What makes Super Mario Odyssey so much fun to play? In my experience, two of the most important aspects of the game's fantastic gameplay are the controls and level design. Mario's moveset is centered around 4 actions: running, jumping, throwing, and crouching. These 4 actions allow you to do almost every action in the game, and can be combined to produce new moves of their own. Jump and crouch in midair to perform a ground pound, throw while ground pounding to do a dive, throw while crouching on the ground to perform a roll, and so on. The combination of these 4 actions alone allows for an extremely diverse set of movement options when navigating the spaces the game presents to you. And considering the target demographic for most Nintendo projects, it allows for an extremely simple control scheme, and even more importantly, without sacrificing any depth to the mechanics. This is reflected on the surface level of the level design, where many different inputs may be required to complete any specific challenge the game throws at you. But the controls are so well done that even only a few hours in, you don't even need to think about what you need to be doing. And this is just the simple stuff. I haven't even begun to talk about the deeper layers to both the controls and level design, and why they so astronomically improve the game's fun factor. The interesting thing about Odyssey's controls is they are all designed to work totally fine independently, while at the same time allowing you to string certain moves together to perform absolutely ridiculous feats of maneuvering. The prime example of this I'm going to use is a technique I'm sure most of you know how to do by now. It's called the double cap dive. The double cap dive is performed by jumping and throwing Cappy, quickly letting go of the throw button, ground pounding, and throwing again without letting Cappy come back to Mario, and keeping a hold of the throw button. Now you should automatically jump off of Cappy and have gained some height mid-air. Then you will want to repeat the same previous steps again and perform another throw and dive, but since you have already jumped off of Cappy once, you will fall through Cappy and end the move. That all seems pretty complicated when I lay it out like that, but in practice it all feels extremely natural since every part of the technique is split up into distinct actions that are easy to follow, and you'll likely discover how to do this on your own just through experimentation. What I find particularly crazy is just how many ways you can modify even this relatively basic set of actions to be even longer. Like how you can jump after the first cap jump right as Cappy comes back to extend the jump further horizontally. Or how you could do the first cap jump into a wall, jump off of the wall and do the second cap dive after, or do both of those things in the same set of movements. Additionally, the game pushes you to brilliantly embrace more complex movement through the Koopa freerunning challenges, which task you with racing 4 Koopa troopers of varying skill to a certain spot on the map. You can get there any way you like, you just need to be the fastest. These challenges are brilliant in their simplicity, especially once you try to do the rematch challenge, which replaces one Koopa with a golden one. You really need to get good at quickly moving from place to place to keep up with the gold Koopa, and it's a total blast utterly destroying the gold Koopa's best time. But personally, what I find even cooler than the free running is the fact that the level design accounts for this sort of advanced movement for hiding secrets. There's a now famous secret in the Sand Kingdom in the area just before the boss. You come out onto an area with a straightforward path to a bullet bill capture, but there are pillars to your left and right. If you manage to get up there, you're rewarded with a handful of invisible coins. However, if you turn around and look towards the doorway you came out of, you can maneuver your way on top of the building. It's pretty tricky with barely any space to stand, but if you do get up there, you will find an enormous amount of coins waiting for you. This is the real strength of Odyssey's level design. It goes so much further than just the surface level challenges. It is abundantly obvious that the game devs wanted you to use this fluid, expansive moveset to try and break through the implicit bounds of the levels. And once you realise you can do this, it completely recontextualises every previous challenge the game threw at you. It's no surprise that the game developed such an insanely devoted speedrunning community. The controls and level design are an endless rabbit hole of finding new ways to navigate obstacles and really show off self-expression. It really shows with things like the jumpless run. The impossible jump in Metro Kingdom, the minimum captures run, which at the time of recording is down to 3 captures across the entire game. Super Mario Odyssey fully embodies the satisfaction of just playing the game and finding new ways to bend the game's world to your will. And that's not even the end of it either. There are the wonderfully bouncy and cartoony animations and sound effects to each and every thing in the game that elevate an already brilliant control scheme to near perfection. Or the little quips Cappy will do when you pull off a clever maneuver. Or just how utterly gorgeous the entire game is, and how interesting every location is. Super Mario Odyssey is a labour of love by the developers for fans of the 3D platformer genre, and it absolutely shows. This is why the game is so much fun to play. The effort put in to make the game accessible to all levels of skill, with levels that allow for unrivaled levels of self-expression, and without sacrificing any of the wonderfully bizarre aspects of the Super Mario world. Here's to a sequel, and thank you very much for watching.